Hey, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, all praise and glory goes unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule exceptionally well, and also Shalom, citations, mercy, and blessings to all you sincere brothers out there that push us forward with truth and with faith. All right, my name is Thabo Amath of Great Millstone Northwest. Want to go over a couple things here, because this, as we know, this virus it rages on. And it's really putting it's really having a major effect on the world, man. And they're going to use this to the very best of their ability to bring about certain things, certain parts of prophecy. And this of course is what we believe. This is what's in our mind. This is what we're hopeful for, is that they will be using this virus to implement things, mass implement things upon the people, things that may or may not have been implemented otherwise. All right. But as we see here on the screen, I just got this pulled up. This is just real time updates for the coronavirus as of today's date, which is 3/20. All right, the 20th of March. It's a Friday. All right. And this is what it's reporting, man. All right. For global status and for the United States status, these are the numbers we're looking at, and this thing's going to continue. Now you've already have certain states, right? When you look at news, you already have certain states that has put themselves on total lockdown. You have certain countries that have put themselves on total lockdown, man. All right, and realistically, that's going to come nationwide. All right, that's going to come nationwide. It's going to start small and then it's going to come nationwide. Now they've played with these numbers a little bit, because when I looked at this earlier, Washington State here was in the same color as New York, but actually now I see what they've done. They've changed the numbers around. It's saying that New York has over 5,000 cases, man. Actually, 8,310 cases is what it's showing at the moment, is what it's showing for New York. Okay, so this thing keeps on jumping. It keeps on jumping. And when you look out in society, you see that in certain places, people are taking this very serious. In their it's basically ghost town. But then in other places, you got it as business as normal, man. And it just so happens that this Western Washington, they're kind of taking this as business as normal, man. Even though this is where the outbreak started and everything else, these people are kind of taking it as business as normal. In fact, when I was driving across the street yesterday, I seen this pack of teenage boys. It was probably about 6 of them. And my initial thought when I first saw them was like, "What the hell are you guys doing outside? Just walking around, walking across the street and whatnot in a group? You guys are supposed to be doing your social distancing and being on quarantine in your houses." But these young people, these kids, they're seeing this as just time off, as a summer vacation or spring break. All right. So you got people that's not necessarily making this situation any better, man. All right. But for us, for the brothers that's in the truth, this is beautiful times, man. This is something that's very worthwhile to see. Okay. Second Ezra chapter 9, starting at verse 1, it says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And we're hoping that this is those times, man. We're hoping that this, helps lead in and usher into those times. Because right now, things are very light, okay? Even if it does do a mass quarantine, things are very light, man. But the Most High is definitely beginning to visit this world, man. All right, a perfect thing that can happen on top of this quarantine and everything, with the markets already crashing and falling and whatnot, is for a lot of natural disasters to pop off. That would be, man, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. It says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and the endings and effects and signs. So we're seeing those effects and those signs, that's marking that it's the end, man. That great Babylonian empire that raged on and on. Hey, the time for that is over. Okay, the great the America being great and being on the top of the world and basically making everybody dance to his tune, that time is over, man. Esau Edom being the supreme ruler of the world, that time is over, man. All right, the Most High is starting to he's starting to change things around back to its natural order. All right, wickedness is starting to get put out from this earth. People are starting to catch judgment. This is all things that we've been looking forward to, man. So there's no reason for anybody that's been aware of this message, aware that this was going to go on for a while. There's no reason for us to tuck tail and run away now. Nah, man, this is faith boosters, man. This should be something that helps you, dig your feet into the ground so you can hold your position. All right, basically. All right. Let's jump over here to Second Esdras. Man, the 15th chapter. Okay, it says as this is Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." Which that's something that certain men that the Spirit's dealing with, we take that upon ourselves on a personal level, and we go out there on the highways and the byways and preach. Now, with if they put out a nationwide lockdown, or even a statewide or a citywide lockdown, guess what? We will have to comply to those measures, man. All right, but we're coming into that time. We're coming into that time where they very well could put out a famine of the word, man. All right, because this is the perfect type of scenario. They're already leading it in that, you can't go to these type of establishments. You can't hang out in this type of a place. All right, you can't be in a gathering more than this many people. They're already putting those type of limitations, so it wouldn't be too far fetched for them to say that nobody can go outside and preach, man. All right, and it's not a hard thing for them to. They're already locking down the internet as far as YouTube or a different type of site that we may um use to as a platform for us to put up our videos. All right, they're already locking down on that. Well, the next thing that's easy for them to do is to lock down on the streets, make it to where people can't just be out there on the streets, man. All right, that famine of the word is true. See, it says that we're going to speak into the ears of the people the words of prophecy. All right, prophecy being things that's said before they actually happen, man. All right, this famine of the word. Hey, watch how everything unfolds, and watch how that's how you see that come into play. Same thing with the RFID microchip, which we believe to be the mark of the beast. Watch how that thing unfolds, man. Watch how it all plays. It says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and they are true." All right. "Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." All right. So the people that don't believe, they don't want to listen to this message. They don't want to hear what we're saying. They don't want to take heed. That's okay, because they're going to die with that mindset, man. They're stuck with that mindset, and they're going to die with that mindset, man. All right. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." All right. Hey, the Most High is fed up. You people think that this is all a game, man. You think that this has all been a game, and that the way you've been living has been cute and it's been cool and everything's okay. You want to listen to Pastor Troy tell you about how how you just confess to him anything you done wrong and say Bloody Mary over 20 times and you're all good and you got that free pass to heaven, and that's not the case, man. All right. That's not the case. What you don't know is that the justice is out there complaining continually. When we're out there in the streets, we're complaining. When we're doing lessons, we're complaining. When we're praying in our own secret time, we're complaining, man. All right, because the wickedness has exceedingly it has polluted the whole earth, man. It really has polluted the whole earth. All right, that famine of the word, you find that in the book of Amos, the 8th chapter. Let's go ahead and grab that real quick. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. And it says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, where I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but for hearing the words of the Lord. All right. Hey, and guess what? There's going to be a famine of bread. Don't worry. There's going to be a famine where your actual physical stomach is touching your back, and there's going to be a famine where your spiritual stomach is going to be touching your back, man. Because Yahweh Shai said the ones that believe in him, they're going to have rivers of living water, all right? If they take up the bread that he's putting out, they ain't going to be hungry no more, all right? So as for the brothers, man, we're going to be all right in a mental state and also in a physical state, all right? But for the people that's out there thinking that this whole thing is a game, you guys are going to be in a bad case, man, because you guys are not realizing what time we're in. You didn't realize what time we was in when you had your liberty, and you're definitely not realizing what time we're in now because you have no foundation. You have nothing but sand, man. When the wind comes, it's gonna knock your ass over. All right, because you're not on that stone. Okay, it says uh it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. They that swear by the sin of Samaria, and say, Thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again. Um, let's get back into the book of Second Esdras. Let's go to the 16th chapter this time. All right, let's go to Second Esdras chapter 16, and let's see. We'll start at verse 17. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. It says, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginnings of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, and beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And you know what? Hey, these evils are already at your doorstep, man, and people aren't paying attention. If you don't got your eyes to see, you're not gonna. They're all gonna catch you as a whirlwind. They're gonna. That's why it tells you time and time again that the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night. It's because majority of the people out there, they're not looking, they're not watching, they're not aware about the trouble that they're in. They really believe themselves to be in a state of peace or in a state of safety. They really believe that government's out there to help them. All right, that the so-called white man is there to help them. All right, um, they truly believe that, man. When that's not the case. All right, they think that their pastor, their youth leader, so on and so forth, that they're really trying to lead them. They're out for their better benefit, and that's not the case, man. That's not the way that it works. All right. So people, we're in that time of sorrows is really when people are starting. They're going to be realizing that the path that they chose, the way that they chose, has been wrong. All right. They're going to see that all that debt is unpayable, man, and that there's nothing they could do about it other than be in a bad case. All right. They're going to realize the way they've been raising their children has been wrong. All right. They're going to realize that they've been giving their women too much freedom to go ahead and gad abroad, and they're gonna find sorrow, man. Hey, people are really it's really coming down to that time where people are going to start realizing the mistake they've been made, especially Israelites, especially guys that may have known about this truth, heard about this truth, came across it, and has since turned their back towards it. They're gonna realize that they've made mistakes, man. This time of evil that's coming, it's going to be pointing stuff out to people left and right about the mistakes that they've made, man, or that they may be currently making. All right. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. All right, and that's the same thing you see with these people with this coronavirus. These young kids, they're not worried about it, man, because for the most part, it really doesn't affect them. People under the age of 20, for the most part, has remained widely unaffected, so they're not worried about it. But guess who is worried about it? Graham, all right, Paw, all right, great aunt. Great Aunt Susie, you know what I'm saying? All of those old those old people, they're the ones that's worried about it, man. Right? These kids is gonna end up killing off grandpa and grandpa without grandma and grandpa having their affairs together, and they gonna miss out on their damn inheritance, man. I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious. All right. It says, "Behold, famine, the plague, tribulation." I'm sorry, I read that. It says, this is verse 21. "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, and they shall think that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." And I believe that that's the time that we're in right now, where victuals are so good cheap, man. People have enough to distract them away from what's going on. Even people working at home, and you got some people crying like, "Oh man, we're out of a job and we have no money coming in." You got other people that's seeing this shit as a vacation, man. All right, they're seeing this as a vacation, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I get some time off from work, you know." So you got a different mindsets of the people. All right, but for the most part, nobody's really freaking out. Why? Because even though they may be stuck at home, they still got their Netflix, man. When they're stuck at home, they still got their social media, their internet. All right, they still got their video games. They still got, they can still order food and get food and so on and so forth. So it's not that bad. They really think themselves to be in a good case. And that's why evils are going to continue to grow upon the earth, man, all the way until the Heavenly Father, uh, uh, you know, gives the green light for that physical punishment to start happening to people, man. Hey, but pretty much that's the point. Lord willing, this has been edifying. Lord willing, the message has been received. All the praise and the glory goes unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, of great millstone. Shalom, citations, mercy, and blessings to the sincere brothers out there pushing this word with truth and with faith. Until next time, shalom.